Hi there, welcome to Create with Copper. Today we're looking at jewellery chain making with these loop and coil links. And if you want to see more techniques and tutorials like this one, hit that subscribe button. Now let's make some chain. This is a versatile chain. It can be used in necklaces and bracelets, and individual links can be used in earrings. You can also vary the look in several ways, which I'll mention as we go along. I'm going to use 0.9mm diameter copper wire, which is 19 gauge for my links, and I'd recommend using 0.8 to 1mm diameter wire, which is 18 to 20 gauge. And the tools I'm using are flat nose pliers, 6-step pliers, or you could use your round nose pliers, wire cutters, and then optionally a hammer and block. When making these links, I would normally work from the wire coil to reduce wastage, but I've cut a piece here to make it easier to film. Each link takes about 5 to 6 centimetres or 2 to 2.5 inches. I'm going to start by making a bend about 16mm or 5/8 of an inch from the end. I know this because I've made one and measured it, but err on the longer side, you don't want to leave yourself short. Then leaving that straight tail, I'm going to make a loop the size required. I'm going to use the third size up on my 6-step pliers, which is 4mm diameter. And I'm just going to take the wire right the way round so it's crossing over that tail. I then want to hold that loop in my flat nose pliers and then take the wire right the way round that tail to coil it. And I'll keep coiling the wire around that straight section and just make the number of coils that I want. I'm doing 5 here. I'll then cut off the wire at the end of that coil. You can then trim that wire tail if you need to. I then want to bend the wire at the end of that coil at 90 degrees to the first loop. And then I'm going to make a small loop that end using the smallest step on my 6-step pliers. This is an open loop, so it can be used to fix the links together. And that's the first link completed. And I'll just repeat those steps to make the number of links that I need for my project. You can vary the look of the chain by altering either the size of the loop or the number of coils that you make. And here's another link that I've made in exactly the same way as that one, but with a small first loop and 7 coils. Another option to vary the look is to hammer the loops. This also helps to provide a bit of strength if you've chosen large loops for your links, but I'm not going to hammer these links. I've made several of the links, and putting them together to make the chain is now really simple. I'm just going to open the small loop, hook on the larger closed loop of the next link, and then close that small loop back up again. And I'll just continue along the links to put the chain together. And this is how this particular chain looks. An alternative is to add beads between each link, as I've done here with the smaller links that I made earlier. I want to make this into a bracelet, so all I need to do is add the clasp. I'm going to use the large loop from the last link as part of the clasp, and so the other end just needs a hook. And I'm going to make this in keeping with the other links. So I'll start exactly the same as the links I've made before, but with a longer tail. I'll create the closed loop, and then the coil. But instead of a loop on the other end, I'm going to create a hook. And I need around 22mm or 7/8 of an inch to create this. And I'll use my 6-step pliers to create the basic shape. And then I want a very small loop right at the end. So I'll use the tips of my round nose pliers for this. And then I'll make it a little bit tighter still with my flat nose pliers. Trim off the excess. And then make sure that's lying flat. And just to make sure the hook doesn't bend out of shape, I'm going to use my rawhide mallet to work harden it. I could use my hammer to give the hook a flatter look, but I want to keep the wire rounded and in keeping with the rest of the bracelet. I can then just add the hook to the open loop on the end of my chain. And that will hook into the closed loop the other side to make my finished bracelet. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please press the like button below. And don't forget you can subscribe to my channel and head over to my website for more tips, techniques and tutorials. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.